Beloved saints, today's 5-minute message of redemptive history will be about Noah, Part 2, from the Genealogy according to the Line of Seth, from the first book Genesis Genealogies. Yesterday, in Part 1, we examined how the world Noah lived in was completely corrupt. Today, in Part 2, we will learn that there are 3 notable traits about the birth of Noah's sons. First, Noah was 502 years old when he had Shem, his firstborn. This is in Genesis 5:32 and Genesis 11 verse 10. Everyone, when we look in Genesis 5 genealogy, the patriarch's average age at procreation was 118. For example, in Genesis 5:3, it says that Adam had his son Seth at age 130. In Genesis 5:6, Seth had his son Enosh at age 105. So compared to these patriarchs, Noah spent many years before having his 3 sons. Second, there is no scriptural record of Noah having additional children after he had his 3 sons. When we look in Genesis 5 genealogy, many other patriarchs gave birth to other children after having their firstborn. So in Genesis 5 verses 9 to 10, it says, after Enosh became the father of Kenan, he had other sons and daughters. In Genesis 5 verses 12 to 13, after Kenan became the father of Mahalalel, he had other sons and daughters. In Genesis 5 verses 15 to 16, after Mahalalel became the father of Jared, he had other sons and daughters. And so we see that in all of these scriptures that there is a pattern that repeats, that after these patriarchs had their firstborn, they had other children. It was only Noah that had only 3 sons, and then he died at age 950, and there's no record in the Bible that he had other children. And this is in Genesis chapter 9 verses 28 to 29. Third, the 3 sons of Noah did not have any children until after the flood. In Genesis 10 verse 1, it says, now these are the records of the generations of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, the sons of Noah. The sons were born to them after the flood. Beloved saints, the 3 notable traits about the birth of Noah's sons are: Noah had to wait a long duration of 500 years. In fact, he was 502 years old when he had his firstborn Shem. God also did not give Noah any other children other than the 3 sons. And so Noah focused on the mission and task that God entrusted to him. Moreover, the 3 sons of Noah also helped their father Noah in constructing the Noah's Ark. And so they had opportunity to have children before the flood, but they did not. And so the 8 family members of Noah entered the ark safely before the flood. And after the flood, God gave them the blessing of children. Beloved saints, perhaps Noah thought until he became 500 years old, why do I not have any children? Is this family going to end with me? He might have worried like that. However, Noah firmly believed in the word of God's covenant. He believed in the word of the promise that the Messiah will come. And he learned all about these from his father Lamech and from his grandfather Methuselah. And so he waited for God's time. The 3 sons of Noah also focused in helping their father Noah in building and constructing of the ark. They focused in completing God's work of redemptive history. And so they delayed having children in order to fulfill God's work of redemptive history, and they lived godly lives. And so let us also wait for God's time, just like they did. Let us practice self-control and live godly lives in order to fulfill God's redemptive history. Truly, let us have a day of victory and God's blessing. I bless in the name of the Lord.